Hey guys, Tim K, Pirate Bait Company, coming at you from the shop. Going to be talking about stick baits today. We've got a porcelain Bamacraw, popular color, sold out of everything I had at that Richmond show a few weeks back. So I had another order come in yesterday, and lo and behold, we've got nothing left. So got a porcelain Bamacraw, but I'm also going to talk about salting stick baits. I'm going to talk about the Wacky band in stick baits. This is a color called Dirty Dawn, but you can see the Wacky band in here. So all pirate baits, stick baits come with that Wacky band already inserted, so you don't have to put on the collars and the O-rings and all that jazz. I already got a Wacky band already inserted in the bait for you. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you how you do that. I'm going to show you about salting and my worm formula and just all kinds of stick bait stuff. So stick around. We're going to learn about stick baits today. I got 8 cups of plastic ready to get heated up. I got the formula ready. So here we go. Let's do some stick baits. Alrighty folks, we are back. We got our first 4 cups heated up. This is going to be the back color for our Bamacraw. And our back color, you're probably familiar with my little cheat sheet. Really, it's dark watermelon, green pumpkin, black glitter, green glitter, orange glitter. The belly is going to be blaze orange, black glitter, gold glitter, red glitter. So guys, what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to put this recipe in the video, so it'll be at the end of the video, so don't worry about trying to write things down and all that good stuff. I'll put the full formula for you at the end of the video. So here we go. Let's get started building this color up here. So dark watermelon, 40 drops per cup. We got 4 cups in here. Let's give this a good shake. So 40 drops per cup, 4 cups, it's 160 drops. You got to make me do math now. So that's going to be 5 cc's would be 150, just over 5 cc's or 5 milliliter, however you want to call it, of dark watermelon. So we're just over 5. Get that in. All right, so there's our dark watermelon. Green pumpkin, same thing. 40 drops, or just over 5 cc's. Is that right? 40, 50. All right, so here we go. 5 cc's. Man, my green pumpkin's getting low here. I got another jar up there. So we got just over 5. Get that in. Okay, that's our green pumpkin. Got a lot of stuff going on up there. Dark melon, put that away. And then we need 3 drops of black per cup. So 12 drops of black. One, 2, 3, all right. 12. All right, let's give that a stir. So again, the back of this is kind of that, you know, greenish, pumpkin, dark water, whatever you want to call it, color to it. The one thing that I do that you'll notice is different, when I do my stick baits, I add the flake to the pot, not at this point. And the reason why, so right now my plastisol is 345 degrees. When I add the salt to it, which we're going to do here in a second, it's going to drop that temperature down to probably 300 if I'm lucky. Then I'm going to put it back in the oven and I'm going to heat it up to like 380. And the reason why I want it hot is when I degas it, the hotter it is, it'll pull the air and the moisture out of that salt. If I did it with a flake in it, flake doesn't perform well over 350 degrees. So when I get it up to 380, it'll start degrading the color in that flake. Take it from a guy who knows. I've done it a lot. So here's what we do. So for every cup of plastisol that I have, I use 2 tablespoons of salt. Second thing I did is I took one of these 5-gallon stirrers, I cut it down, and I chuck it in my drill just specifically so I can, as I'm pouring, I'm mixing in. So there's 1, we need 8 total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I want to give that a good stir. You may have just heard the microwave beep. That's the second color I've got heating up. So I definitely want to keep it stirred up in here, because we're going to put this back in the microwave and heat it back up to, as I said, about 380 degrees. Yeah, see right now, yeah, we're at 303 right now. And then once we're back up to 380, I'm going to take it to the vacuum chamber and we're going to vac it. Guys, just be careful if you do this. At 300 degrees, it's pretty hot. You will burn yourself. So let's get the second color out, give that a look. It's not quite there yet, but we're going to get this one back in. And we're going to go, we're at 303. We're probably going to go, we're going to go 3 minutes, but we're going to check it as we're doing it. We're at 360. I'm going to let it go a little longer. So again, I want to get it up to that 380, 390, but got to keep it under 400. So it's a kind of a tricky dance. So if you get over 400, you're going to run a risk of scorching your plastic. So I heat it frequently and keep checking and stirring it, checking and stirring it. So 3 minutes, I stop it about every minute and just stir it, check the temperature. As I said, it'll go pretty quickly once it starts getting warmed up. So we're at 360. Check it again here, see what we got. 382. That we're going to go right in the pot with that. So that's a great temperature. All right, into the vac chamber. We're going to vac this out. I like it. Not bad. All right, we are stirring. We are stirring. Okay, we've got our second color ready to go. Plastic is hot. Let's start adding some color. So this one, it's going to blow your mind when you hear this. I know it is. So this is Lure Works Blaze Orange 110, and this one is heavily saturated. It is 8 cc's per cup. So there's 5 on here. So there's 4 cups, 8. It's 32 ounces per cup. That's a lot, but you need it. So anyways, so I got to count this. So bear with me here. So this is, each one of these is 5. So we're going to go 5, 30, and this will be 32 ounces. So remember, it's 8 ounces per cup. There's 4 cups in here. That's 32 ounces. Going to give that a stir. And when I started playing with this, trying to get this formula right, I was like just astonished how much it actually took to hold that orange against that dark, green pumpkin watermelon top layer. What kept happening is that that top layer would overpower the orange. So anyway, all right, so I need another stir. Hang on a second. Had to get my other stir. I'll rechuck that bad boy up. And man, when you put this in, just go slow. I'm almost afraid to show you guys this because it's kind of a sketchy deal. So again, anyways, we need 8 tablespoons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3/4. There's 8. All right. So we got our 8 tablespoons in here. Let's get that stirred up, and then again, we're going to go back in the microwave with it for about 3 minutes. See, we're at 289. So that salt really cools this down quite a bit. Don't do that at home. Sketchy. Here we go. 3 minutes back in the microwave. Again, we want to get that back up to like 280 to 290 so that we can then vac it and then put it in the stir. The other thing I mentioned, we're going to add our flake separately. So once we get both of these stirring in the pot, we'll let it stir for a while, then we'll add our flake in, let it stir again, and then we'll start shooting baits. So hang with me. Let's get this heated up. We'll get it vacuumed. We'll get it in the pot, and then we'll come back. We'll do some flaking and some stirring and some shooting. So stick with me. Grab you a cold snack. It's, what is today? Tuesday afternoon. No, it's Tuesday, almost dinner time, actually. So grab 2 cold snacks and 1 for me. So hang with me. We'll be right back in a second. Alrighty, gang. Welcome back. What we got going on, we've got our 2 colors in our pots. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to add our colorant to these. So we'll start with this one here first. We're going to open this up. Very well. Whoa, man down. Man down. We're back. Holy cow. Oh, sorry about that. Whoopsie. See if I can get this back to where it was. Geez Louise. All right, let's try that again. All righty, so anyway. So the first pot is going to be our top color, which is green. And this is a 1/8 of a teaspoon of 0.015 black per cup. So it's going to be 4 of these, 2, 3, and 4. Then we've got 0.014 orange. And this one we use our 1/4 teaspoon, as always. So we got 1/4, and there's 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then our final flake is going to be the green, 0.04 green. And again, it's a 1/4 teaspoon per cup. 1, 2, 3, and number 4. So that's our flake for the top. And as I mentioned, I do that because when I'm heating up to go in the vacuum chamber, the plastisol, I bring it up to about 380 degrees, and that really is too hot for flake. So I put it in the pot first, and then I add the flake once it's in the pot and it's cooled down from 380 down to, we're at 304 right now. So let's get this stirring back up, and then we'll do the other side. Turn that back on. Alrighty, so let's move over to the other pot. Shut off our stir motor. We're going to put this down because we'll end up knocking it down. And there's our orange, our belly color. And this one's going to be, so you got red. This is the small red, 0.015. And again, it's 4/8 teaspoons per cup. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next color is going to be gold, 0.015. And I'm really careful about the gold because what will happen is the gold will turn that orange more of a yellow. So I might only go with 2 gold. 1, 2. I really want to maintain that orange and not turn it into kind of a yellow. The final one is going to be the medium black flake, 0.040, medium black. And again, it's a 1/4 teaspoon per cup. We got 4 cups. There's 1, number 2, and 3, and 1 more. If my math is right, that puts us at 4. All right. So then you'll notice I do stir those in before I put the motor on, or what it'll do, it'll attach itself to the stirring blade, and it won't combine. So anyway, so I give that a little stir. Tell you what, it doesn't take long for that salt to accumulate at the bottom. Scrape off my knife, get all that glitter off, glitter goodness off of there, and into the pot. Wait, it's not quite, oh, there we go. There we go. All right, let's get our motor back in there. Get that fired back up. All righty. Get our injector back on, get that heated up. All right, so we're gonna let this stir for a little bit just to get that glitter incorporated into that color. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna draw it and we're gonna start injecting. So hang with me and we'll start shooting these here in a few seconds. All right, gang, while that is stirring, one thing I did mention is all of my stick baits have these bands in them. I run all my bands in clear. I used to try and color match them to the bait I was running. However, I offer 17 colors, I think 8 of which, or maybe 9 of which are laminates. So when you get into the laminates, what color do you make the band? So I find that running them in clear, it pretty much kind of blends into the stick bait and you don't really see it. So I run everything in clear. One thing I found is the durometer that I use for the band is actually a medium durometer. And the reason why, I did some in hard, and the hard durometer with I use a soft durometer for my stick bait itself. So soft worm blend sinking with salt creates a very soft and supple stick bait, which gives a great action. And if you combine that with a hard band, it almost kind of killed the action a little bit. So I find that going with the medium sinking durometer is enough to give you durability because it's a medium blend and it has no salt in it. So that in itself makes it more durable, and it's plenty of a band for you to, catch a whole lot of fish on it without the stick bait breaking off. So let's get the bands loaded up into our molds, then we'll start shooting these things. I have four stick bait molds I run. And the reason why, again, my deal is pack size. So these are pack size 8. And when I run 4 of these, hang on a minute, gotta concentrate. Gives me 20 baits. Okay. You do this a few times, you get pretty good at loading these, but the first time around, it's like you're like you got 3 thumbs. Efficiency by doing that. All right, let's work on our machines here a little bit. So one thing with stick baits and any salted bait, I would say that, is when you start loading your gun, you're going to want to draw in and then push back at least 3 or 4 times, because what happens, and I don't care how good the stirrers are on this machine, that salt is heavy and it wants to sink to the bottom. So I draw it up not only to warm up my tubes, but also to inject back in and push that salt up off the bottom. And I just want to be sure that that salt is well incorporated into that plastic. Turn my motors down a little bit. All right, we are using the larger injector today because I'll be able to draw it up once and hit 4 molds with this one here. So let's get her rolling, see what we got. Oh, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. All righty. With the bands, you got to run your plastic a little hotter. And one thing I did not do, and I'll do in a second, is I got to turn my chiller plates on. Luckily, it's cold enough in here now, it's not going to have a negative impact on these baits, but you want to get that temperature down as quickly as you can once it's in there. However, the caveat to that is, if it's too cold, your bait will not fuse to that band properly. So you got to walk that dance of injecting hot so that the band infuses with the stick bait, but then cooling it down to keep that salt in suspension in that bait. Let me get my my chiller plates turned on here. So I pre-pour all of my bands, because I do want them to cure up a little bit before I put them in. Man, this looks really good too. Looks good. So as I said, guys, I'm going to include the formula for this in the video. So don't worry so much about trying to figure out what I'm doing. I'm going to put a how-to guide in the formula, in the video when I post it. I'm going to start doing that going forward. A lot of you guys have been asking about formulas and how do I get your sheet and all that stuff. I'll include it. I'll start including the formulas in my videos. The reason why I just don't post the whole sheet, sometimes I do tweak things as I go, because what'll happen, which kind of sucks a little bit, is that companies will, you know, the formula for dark watermelon, you know, may be a little bit different depending on the batch you get from the company. So as I'm pouring, I kind of look at it to judge if it's coming out what I want. It doesn't make a ton of difference, but it makes me feel better. Anyway, so I will put the formula up. So we're gonna let these cool. I feel my chiller plate's working, which is good. I'm probably gonna add some ice to those, to my chillers. I mean, it's 72 degrees today in February. What I do, my chiller plates that run to a tank over here on the other side of my bench, there's a pump in there that pumps it up. When it gets warm, like today it's 72, I'll actually put freezer packs inside the water to keep that water cool. So I'm going to throw a couple in there. I mean, it's going to be fine now, it's cool, but let me get a couple freezer packs. So this is what I mean. I have these blue freezer packs and I'll drop them inside of my tank. It'll keep that water cool. I do have plans of making a video just on my setup. I spent a ton of time and made, you know, trial by error by whatever it's called, made a lot of errors and a lot of trials. And I kind of want to take you guys through all of that so you don't spend, you know, waste your money on things. There's a lot of information out there on YouTube, and some of it, I got to say, is not 100% accurate. If you're going to get into this kind of production, if you're just doing 1 or 2 baits, some of it's pretty good for that. But if you're going to get into Shooting Star and the Vice and all that stuff and spend the money, you know, I want to show you guys what has and hasn't worked for me. And I've tried a lot of things to get this set up right. So let's demold this stuff here and see what we got. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. There's our first run, Bamacraws. You can see you got that green back, that orange belly, and you can see the band there in the middle. And that clear band, it almost just kind of disappears with the bait. Yeah, those came out great. All right, let me get these hung up on my rack. Okay, so guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demold the rest of these. I'm going to shoot the rest of them, and then I'll bring you back and we'll kind of talk through the entire process again, kind of give you a summary of what we've done. So let me get these fired up. We'll get them in the cooling rack, and then we'll join you back here in a few seconds. Alrighty, gang, welcome back. See, we got them all poured. I've got 4 more runs cooling over there. But in total, I've got these in groups of 8. And as I said, there's 4 more over there cooling. But 8 runs will give me 5 packages of bait. So I got 5, 10, 15 packages of baits. And as I said, I do everything by the pack size, so I don't have any waste or any oddball baits kicking around. So that's the Pirate Bait Company Bamacraw. Sold out of them at the Richmond show, so now we're back in stock. I will let these cure for 48 hours on the rack. I definitely want to get these for full 48 hours of what's called off-gassing or curing before I sent them and package them. That way I'm ensured that, you know, the baits will lay nice and flat and they won't get all bent up in the package. But you can see, and I'll show you again, you can see that band in there. That's the integrated Wacky band and all Pirate Bait Company stick baits. And it was a huge hit at the show, and people have not seen anything like that. I'm the only company that offers that for sale in quantity. So go to piratebaitcompany.com if you want Magic Craw. I think I've got like 17 total colors available. And I'll do you one more. If you use the promo code ThinkSpring, you'll get 10% off your entire order. So that's piratebaitcompany.com. Think Spring for 10% off. Get you Bamacraw while we got them, and look around. There's a lot of other cool things on there. So hey, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. I got some cool stuff coming up for 2025. I got some crazy swirly custom baits coming that I'm probably going to introduce to the market in 2025. So again, thank you all for watching. Pirate Bait Company, Think Spring, 10% off. We'll catch you soon. Thank you very much.